The Autopsy of Jane Doe is directed by Andre Overdahl and stars Brian Cox, Emile Hirsch, and of course Olwen Catherine Kelly as the title character, Jane Doe. The film follows a father and son who are both coroners examining a mysterious corpse. The further they unravel, the more questions they have, leading to a sinister realization. Back in 2016 when this movie was originally released, it was met with fairly positive reception, yet none of the promotional material did anything to excite me, as it just came across to be yet another possession movie with cheap jump scares. However, such is not the case, at least for the first half. The Autopsy of Jane Doe has an excellent opening, setting up intrigue for the audience. In fact, the first two acts are quite thrilling, with skillful use of suspense that left me on the edge of my seat multiple times. Although none of the characters are all that interesting, with a husband who recently lost his wife and a son who wants to move away to pursue other opportunities, the main draw of this film consists of uncovering the truth behind the mysterious corpse alongside the characters, and in that respect the film does a wonderful job of building up a mystery. The film is also very pleasing to look at, with sharp looking cinematography coincided with a good color gradient, creating a gloomy atmosphere of blue and gray, allowing for light sources to really pop in some scenes. I can't neglect to mention the special effects used in this film is pretty much seamless, particularly with the cadaver of Jane Doe. The practical effects used when the body is being examined is very well crafted, tricking you into thinking they trusted two actors to cut open an actual corpse. There is one scene in particular where a character peels back a scalp, and the process of using a practical effect of some sort on top of an actress made the whole sequence flow so smoothly and almost feel lifelike, the way the filmmakers were able to accomplish that little bit. Most of what makes this film work is its suspense. There were a couple of times throughout the first two acts that effectively creeped me out. It left me with a feeling that I haven't felt in a long time while watching a horror movie. However, that level of suspense sadly does not last, as the final 25 to 30 minutes sort of get a little ridiculous. It's not horrible by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a steep drop off in quality in comparison to what the film was going for earlier. It came across like the filmmakers felt as if they had to abandon the suspenseful atmosphere in exchange for a vibe that would please more mainstream horror fans, with dumb jump scares and loud moments that accumulates into a very boring third act. Although the ending is quite predictable, it doesn't take away from the fact that it is also very underwhelming and doesn't feel like an effective payoff. This sort of severe dip in quality detracted from my overall experience, and though, as I mentioned, it's not the worst thing ever, it's still disappointing given the great opening and middle frame of this movie. In closing, The Autopsy of Jane Doe is an enjoyable movie during the first half, with effective jump scares that go above the status quo of what is expected out of most horror movies. However, the final act doesn't maintain that same level of quality, rather dipping down and not differentiating itself from its competition. However, the appealing cinematography and good special effects work help to elevate this movie from its woes, and clocking in at just under 90 minutes makes this film an easy one to flip on and make it through with its brisk pace. I do recommend this film, but just keep in mind that it is most certainly not perfect, and for that reason I'm giving The Autopsy of Jane Doe a 6 out of 10. Alright, well that'll probably do for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please smack that like button. If you want to see more of my reviews, subscribe below. Also, you can follow me on Letterboxd, the link is in the description, and I'll see you guys next time.